Hello and welcome to this pre-recorded video of my workshop that is free, guided journaling for abundance and gratitude. So, just disclaimer, this workshop was designed to be live, but I terribly double booked myself and I really didn't want to for work and I really didn't want to postpone this workshop. So you might just be joining for the very first time, and it might have been well past the date when this was due to come out. But for those that were due to attend live, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I double booked myself. I cannot believe I double booked myself work. So, but I have made sure that this is a pre-recorded workshop, so you still get the opportunity to do this, but even better in your own time. Just unfortunately not live. But you can absolutely still reach out to me at my email address at dannigtcoaching@gmail.com. So let's get into it. This isn't designed to be a very long workshop, but what you can expect in today's workshop is a guided journaling session for abundance and gratitude. So let's take a look at the agenda. So, what's on the agenda for today? So, obviously, welcome. We're going to tell you a little, very, very little bit about myself. We're then going to move on to why embodying gratitude and abundance shifts our mood, but not only just our mood, our complete reality as well. We're then going to work on anchoring gratitude and how we can cultivate that feeling of gratitude. Then we move on to abundance expansion. So, how we really start to see more in the world, more in our day to day, more opportunities around us by having that abundance mindset. And then we move on to embodiment, which is the final part of this workshop today, which is actually how do we feel and embody that feeling of abundance and gratitude. And by feeling, we put our body into a movement of living. So I'm really excited to give this session to you today. I'm really, really buzzing. So let's just crack straight on with it. And first things first, if you haven't met me before, my name is Danny and I'm a mindset coach and I'm owner of Danny and founder of Danni GT Coaching, which I launched in January 2024. So through the practice of gratitude and abundance, I have been able to create a life that is insane. Just a little bit of background story for those that don't know about me. I worked in corporate for 10 years in a job I loved, absolutely loved it, but I was made redundant. And at the time, I found that whilst I absolutely loved that job, the corporate world wasn't something that I was thriving in. I discovered the law of attraction and manifestation around 2019, I think. And by using techniques, mindfulness methods, I also completely cured myself of agoraphobia, being unable to leave the house. I'm also diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder, which I still live with to this day. But through this way of life, I have been able to achieve so many things that I never ever thought. So, for example, in these pictures here, all of them are of me traveling and with suffering with agoraphobia. I never thought I'd be able to leave the country. I'd never thought be able to leave my house, let alone the country. And where I got to visit in these pictures, three of these pictures are me in Japan. So I traveled all the way from the United Kingdom to Japan. And then also on the end there is me in Rome at the Vatican. So I honestly cannot believe that I was able to heal my anxiety so much that I could leave the country. Insane. So those are just some of the many, many stories I have. If you want to find out more, I have a YouTube channel. It's just searching for Danni GT and you can find more about my experiences there. So let's get straight into the workshop today. So why embodying gratitude and abundance shifts our mood, and whilst it just promotes our overall well-being. I'm such a huge advocate for it. But we also go through phases where it's really tough to express gratitude and feel good. It's completely normal to have moods that your mood goes up and down. But gratitude changes the brain chemistry. So it activates dopamine and serotonin. So we have four chemicals that are happy brain chemicals. So you've got dopamine, serotonin, you've got oxytocin, which is the love chemical. And then you've got endorphins as well, which everybody is most familiar with. That's your mood booster. So the dopamine is the reward chemical, and serotonin is the mood regulating as well. So, but where you put your attention, it directs emotion. So what we focus on becomes our reality, but it also becomes our emotional baseline. So when we focus our energy or attention to maybe something negative, that's where our emotional baseline sits. Whereas when we shift it to gratitude, which is proven to be the highest form of opportunity, abundance, feeling, it's meant to be like the top feeling that we can experience. It shifts that to our emotional baseline when we're feeling and expressing gratitude. And abundance is a state, it's not a number. So it gives us that feeling that we have enough. We are enough, we have enough. We move from contraction to expansion. So many opportunities come to us when we're in that abundance state. And we also move from comparison to appreciation. Instead of looking at somebody online and going, oh, I'm really, really jealous, or I really wish I had that, we actually appreciate that, wow, they have that. That is possible for me too. And the biggest one is moving from fear to trust. Fear is is the lowest form of like emotion. And if you think of emotions being energy, it's the lowest form of energy in emotion that we can feel. So we can move from fear to complete trust, which feels so comforting and gives us so much stability. Embodiment, which is a term I've used already, it creates integration. So by embodying and feeling, not just thinking about it, it rewires our emotional memory. And there, I have worked with so many clients and also worked with myself on how I have been able to rewire certain beliefs I've had based on feeling a new way. It's incredible. Now, I didn't actually know this until I was doing a bit more research, but the brain has a negativity bias, so it will naturally gravitate towards negativity, pessimistic way of thinking. But gratitude interrupts that bias and supports us in shifting out of our identity from lack, that we don't have enough, that we need more, that desperation feeling, to feeling resourced, feeling of worth, feeling like we have enough. And our emotional state influences our perception. How somebody may say something to us. If we're feeling really good, that's going to come across really good. If we're feeling really bad, that's going to come across really bad. It also influences our decisions, which, as I'm saying this, maybe it's resonating with some of you. And then also, it's it kind of it also influences our opportunity to recognize that something is presenting itself to us as well. So let's get straight into the journaling. I really wanted to give that little bit at the start just to give you an idea of why this workshop, why you're here. Why do we want to practice gratitude and why do we want to feel abundant? So let's start with anchoring gratitude, okay? So how this works, if you haven't joined one of my workshops before, is you're going to grab a pen and paper now, which I highly recommend to have a nice notebook, a nice pen, and maybe even if you've got a nice drink close by as well. You might want to type it on your computer, whatever feels good for you. Personally, I always recommend writing because the act of writing, you have to funnel your thoughts into the pen and paper. And I'm going to provide a journal prompt on screen just like this one is now. And at the bottom, you'll see there it says 2 minutes. So you're going to have 2 minutes, which I've got a lovely timer up here, lovely feature on Canva I did not know existed. And here is our first journal prompt, which you're going to respond to the thoughts that arise as you think about this question. So, first journal prompt is who has positively impacted my life in small but meaningful ways? And think about not just friends, family, and those close to you, but think about roles that come into your life, such as the bin men. You know, they take our rubbish away every week, unspoken, unsung heroes, in my opinion. Pharmacists, people you cross paths with, the postman, maybe there was somebody that let you go in front of them at a queue today. So, we're going to have 2 minutes now, and I'm going to play some really gentle music to accompany it to just help you feel like your mind is just gonna let your mind drift away with the thoughts and put it onto pen and paper. So, grabbing your pen and paper, off we go. And coming back into the room, I didn't know if that was going to do a big ding at the end, but I thought it might interrupt the flow. So paused it at 1 second before. Okay, wrapping up, let's move on to the next journal prompt. So, next one up here is when did I sorry, what am I doing? When did I recently feel genuinely alive, joyful, or peaceful? Again, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's go for it. And back in the room, here we are. Fantastic. So just wrapping that one up. You also, when we finish this, if you want to go back and rewatch it again, please do. And if you feel like you need more time on them, please maybe star next to it. Otherwise, let's move on. So we have done a couple of prompts there on an anchoring gratitude. So now we're going to move on to abundance expansion. So grabbing that pen and paper again, we're going straight in for our third journal prompt here. What does abundance mean to me? What does it feel like in my body? What does it mean to you? Is it having XYZ? Is it feeling XYZ? Is it seeing something in your life? Is it hearing maybe music? Maybe it's a song or something that resonates with you. And then what does it feel like? Do you feel, does it feel relaxed? Does it feel open? Does it feel like there's a glowing light somewhere? Maybe a gem or a crystal resonates with the heart. Let's work on our next one. Off we go. And there we go. Wrapping up that journal prompt, let's move on to our next one. So this is a really lovely exercise that I have just discovered. So I'd like you to complete this sentence as many times as you like within the 2 minutes that we have here. So I am already abundant in, and then finish the sentence. So it might be something like, I am already abundant in love that I feel from my family. I am already abundant in nature because it's right outside my house when I go for a walk every day. I am already abundant in creativity because I have downtime for myself where I allow my brain to just rest. Think about some things that you already feel abundant in. Okay, we're going to go back for that 2 minutes on the clock. Oh, I let it go that time. That was pretty cool. We don't mind that. Wrapping up, wrapping up. Now, let's move our way into embodiment. And this is one exercise that you're going to do for this. And to feel embodiment, I want you to recall one moment from the past week, this last week. And if you had a really bad week last month, that you feel genuinely grateful for, like genuinely you feel it in your heart and you're like, I am so grateful that that happened or for that person because of this. And then revisit it. Revisit that in your mind. Close your eyes if you think this would be helpful. What did you see in that moment? What did you hear? What did you feel? And then notice where gratitude lives in your body. So for me, it lives in my heart. It makes my heart feel so full and so warm. Actually, sometimes makes me feel like I'm going to cry when I feel really grateful. That's just how I feel it. So have a think about for you that situation and where you feel it in your body, and then bring that feeling to life and write it down as well. So I've given you 3 minutes for this one because I do want you to work on feeling it, visualizing it, seeing it in your mind, and then writing it down and relaying it. So 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
Chapter 4.
Let me just get my music up. You have to excuse me for just a moment. and finishing up that exercise. Now, just before we finish up here, sit in that feeling of embodiment. Just sit for a moment, whether you feel like you need to adjust in your chair. I'm adjusting in my chair. And just so notice where you are feeling that gratitude. Where did it come up for you? Where did it come up for you, feeling gratitude in your body? And if it feels good, just close your eyes and just sit with me for just a moment and feel that gratitude. And as you shift your attention towards that feeling, just allow it to form in a white sort of light. It's quite small, maybe like the size of like if you put your hands together. Imagine this white light just forming. It's a glowing white light. And as you sit and you kind of feel the warmth of that glowing white light, feel it expand. Feel it start to get bigger. And as it gets bigger, it starts to engulf you and it starts to cover you. And you feel the warmth of it on your skin. You feel the love increase. You feel the gratitude expand. And allow it to get big enough to completely encase you in this white light. And just sit in the safety and security and the comfort of that feeling of gratitude. And imagine as you go about the rest of your day, that white light gets bigger and bigger and it starts to absorb other people into that feeling. And you have this ripple effect of your abundance and your gratitude rubs off on others. And as you go about your day, just allow yourself to feel that wherever that sits in your body, whether it's your heart, your head, your throat, your stomach, your womb, it might sit there. And just before we come back to the room to carry on with our day, take an inhale in through the nose, breathing in, and exhale out the mouth as a sigh. And just allow the eyes to flutter open and welcome back into the room. Thank you so much for joining me on this workshop, this free short workshop for abundance and gratitude. I hope it has helped you cultivate the feeling of gratitude and how we can practice gratitude. So, but it doesn't end there. Now that we've wrapped up that work and we have an understanding of why gratitude is good for us, and practicing, shifting from the scarcity to sufficiency, we experienced what it was like to embody gratitude and abundance. So imagine now that you could strengthen that state consistently. So I have some very exciting news that I am going to be launching the Aligned membership. This is going to be opening May 2026. So everything discussed is at the time of May 2026. Well, at the minute, it is February, 26th of February 2026. So it's all from this date. So if you're watching this later, things may have changed, but always check the website for the details. So this hasn't been announced on my website yet. You are hearing this first. You are the absolute first to hear of this if you're watching this video. Okay. So the Aligned membership is a place for women like you who want to see their desires come to life, okay? Women like you who want accountability and to be a part of a community where we can connect with women who are like us, who also want to follow their dreams and their goals as well. So, I created the Aligned membership because, and the reason I created this is because in this space you're going to find and you're going to be able to build emotional resilience. You're going to be able to stay accountable with me and with the community. You're going to be able to strengthen your self-trust, self-worth, self-love. Honestly, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, so excited for this. This has been working in progress for so long. And you're going to be able to move from reacting to responding. And you're going to live in abundance instead of fear. So, in short, what can you expect from being a part of the Aligned membership? So, there is a private community space for support, connection, and accountability, which is a private Facebook group, which you will be able to access me as a group coach, and you will be able to ask questions. You'll also have the community to have your back as well. So, this is launching. So, the community at the minute is going to be those that join as part of my launch. You are going to be the first in this. So we're part of like a really exciting, something really, really exciting happening. You'll also have access to my resource library, which is a portal on my website which has replays, worksheets, journaling prompts. I'm also going to be, adding activities and exercises and things in the private Facebook group as well, and exclusive tools as we go through each of the months. So we then, at the start of every single month, we have a live coaching call, a live group coaching of 1 hour, up to 1 hour. It's generally about an hour, where we will set our goals for the month. We will then use the Facebook group to keep us accountable. And there's going to be so many new content added each month, bonuses. I've already got lined up some guest speakers to talk on certain topics. I've also got lined up, I'm also a yoga instructor, so I'm going to be delivering some, yoga or dance classes online as part of the membership as well. Now, all of that is worth £60, okay? So it's worth £60, but it's not £60. It's only £20 a month. And you get so much included in that £20 a month, okay? So, if you are ready to make what we did today a practice, I want to welcome you into the Aligned membership. I'm so excited for it. So, the waiting list is going live from today. So, from the 26th of February, it's going to go live because I am going to be sending this workshop out today. But if you are watching this in replay, if you're watching this much, much later after, please do reach out to me and just see like this is obviously details at the time and up to the launch of May. Please reach out to me on my email at dannigtcoaching@gmail.com to find out where what's going on in the membership as well, because it's going to always be evolving as members start to join and people start to kind of say what they are really enjoying from it as well. So for the first 5 people that sign up with me, I'm offering a founding member rate, and that will be your rate up until maybe somebody decides to leave as well. So it's going to be a discounted rate. I mean, £20 a month is still, something that's super affordable for all that is in there. But for the first 5 people that sign up, you are going to be getting a discounted rate, and that will be your rate for as long as you're in the membership. Doors are opening 1st of May. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. How exciting! I'm so excited for this. This is something that is flexible, so you can come in and out of it. Obviously, please note that prices may change if you choose to come in and out of it, but it's something that allows you to be part of an accountability membership with me, where you may not want to or may not be like in the right space to work one to one, but you want to be a part of someone that's just going to help you. That's why I'm launching this membership. So if you're ready, drop me an email to sign up. And I just want to say a massive, massive thank you for joining me today on this workshop. I really, really appreciate being so patient, and also the fact that this was meant to be live. I still wanted to make sure I delivered it for you. So thank you so much. If you have any questions at all, please do reach out. But here are my socials. And just before we finish off, you can always pause this page, but just before we finish, the next workshop I have coming up is in March. So if you joined my January goal setting session, we are having our 3-month check-in at the March goal session check-in. So it's a 90-minute workshop. It's going to be taking place on Sunday, the 29th of March at 10 a.m. But it will be recorded, so you don't actually have to attend it live. You can just purchase your ticket and watch it at a later date. Tickets are only £11 for that 90 minutes. And we're going to revisit your 2026 goals and align to the path that you choose for the next 3 months. So let's get back on track with a new 3-month plan. And even if you didn't join my January one, this is the time to set that 3-month plan for the spring season. So, and if you'd like to sign up, you can not click here because it's not an interactive screen, but you could always reach out to me. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon.